Well, it's good to be back with another week of Buffs Prime Time as we come to you from the Post Chicken and Beer. Our show is presented by Aflac. Get help with expenses health insurance doesn't cover. Visit Aflac.com to learn more. Buffalo's coming off a tough loss this past weekend. Arizona now gets set for the stretch run of the season. 2 straight on the road as the Buffs will be in Pullman, Washington for a ball game at 8:30 on Friday night. Gary and I are going to hit the air at 6:30 with the Buffalo Stampede pregame show. And then we'll kick things off about 8:35 or so between the Buffs and the Cougars. And, of course, they wrap up the following week at Utah. It's a special Wednesday show because of the Friday night game. And it's good to be Buff right now. We got great basketball going on. We got a great football program. And we have inverted the show today. That's not Coach Prime. That's Coach Kevin Mathis sitting right there, our cornerbacks coach for the Buffaloes. We mentioned last week that Coach Prime was talking to the Buff Bells. He's supposed to be wrapping up about now. We'll see if the Bells will let him out the door. And so we're inverting the show. We got our assistant coach segment, and then our player guest, Cormani McLean, is going to join us, and Coach Prime will be here the last half hour. So you get to play the role of Coach Prime here to kick things off. Kevin?
That's a wonderful.
That's pretty heavy. That's a big burden for you.
That's a big burden. But I've been with him so long, so I'm kind of used to filling in for him every now and then.
I was going to say now, you got to give us a background. I mean, you guys go all the way back with the first time you crossed paths back with the Dallas Cowboys?
Yes, my rookie year.
Okay.
97.
Okay.
And he was the other corner, and I came in, and I played alongside him for 3 years.
Okay.
He just took me under his wing, and we've been friends ever since then. So
that was a pretty good teacher at that point in time, considering what he was, right?
Exactly.
Now you've got a fascinating story, Kevin. You played at Division II school, correct?
I did.
Okay, and so kind of give us your football story, where you came from and where you grew up, and
I'm actually from Gainesville, Texas. Went to school at Texas A&M Commerce, Division II school, and after that I was an undrafted free agent with the Cowboys in '97. Played 3 years there. Got traded to New Orleans, played 2 there, and I spent my last 5 in Atlanta. So. Me and Coach Prime kind of flipped. He went to Atlanta first,
right?
And then Dallas. So it was a challenge. You know what I'm saying? But every day I went out there and worked hard. That's what kept me in the league.
Sure. Well, the fact you played 10 years in the National Football League. I mean, that's an enormous. The average age. Yeah, give him a round of applause. I think they say the average career length in the NFL is about, 3.5 years, maybe?
Yeah, 3.5 years.
Yeah, something like that. So 3.5 years. Yeah. You stick as an undrafted free agent out of a Division II program for 10 years.
Correct.
That's got to, you sit down and talk to your players. There's a little bit of wisdom that goes along with that. You can tell them about how to get to the NFL.
And the main thing I try to tell them is every year, the team that I was on drafted another corner to come take my place. So it wasn't like I was secure,
Right.
And you never secure at that level.
Yeah.
You got to go out there each practice, each day, each week, because they have guys coming in each week trying to take your position. So it's something that you have to fight for. It's nothing that's given to you. And that's why I try to tell players here, you got to work for everything that you're going to get, especially if you want to go to that next level. You got to change your work ethic and understand that it's always somebody right there that's trying to take your place.
Think about you guys. If you're sitting in your office, right, and let's say you're an accountant, and all of a sudden your boss walks in once every year and goes, by the way, we hired another guy that does exactly what you do.
Exactly.
Welcome, right? Every year you're sitting on draft day or draft weekend, and the Dallas Cowboys bring another cornerback. Well, guess who they're coming after, right?
And the next thing I do is go get my cleats and get ready to work out. He ain't taking my spot. And that's the mentality I had my whole career.
Sure.
It doesn't matter who they brung in there, they wasn't going to take my spot.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to be the guy. So and that's why I try to tell these guys when they come in now, if it's something that you really want, you got to go fight for it. It's easy for somebody to give something to you, so when they take it away, you don't feel nothing about it. But if you worked hard and they try to take something away from you that you worked hard for, you're not going to let it happen.
You bet.
That's what we try to get to these young players today, man. You just got to go out there and work for it.
So you come into the Dallas Cowboys. So here you're coming out of a Division II program. You're coming to America's team at that point in time, right? They were rocking and rolling. You've got Neon Dion prime time on the other side. That had to be kind of heady stuff for you back then.
Oh man, it was very, very intimidating.
I bet it was.
It was intimidating. But I didn't see him because he was playing baseball at the time.
Okay.
So when we first got there, he was still in baseball. We actually didn't see him. We played Pittsburgh Steelers was the first week, He didn't go to training camp. He didn't go to mini camp, and he flew in on a Wednesday. Played, and that's the first time we seen him. You know what I'm saying? He flew in on a Wednesday. He practiced on Wednesday, flew back out on Thursday. So we hadn't seen him. You know, and he had heard about us. You know, some of his teammates, the new guys and rookies like me, but we don't see him again till I go to his locker room. We get to Pittsburgh, and I see this little man just laying out. So he always laid his clothes out. So he had his jersey, his pants laid out. Yeah. He had these money green boxers laying out. He had his socks. Not only that, he had his wristbands. Sure. He had his neck. He's just laid out.
The whole
only
deal.
thing wasn't in it. He wasn't in it. Yes. You know, and we go out there, proceed to play. Now, while he's not there, I'm the punt returner.
Okay.
Right? So first punt, you know, they get ready to punt, and I get ready to run out there. And I just see my the special team coach, Joey Alvazano, say, hey, you come on back.
Hey, Kevin, number 21's going to do this.
21's out there. Yeah. And believe it or not, man, he takes that first punt, and he makes a move, and he gets down that sideline, and Lord knows, I was like, no wonder why I'm over here, you know. But, you know, being able to play beside him, man, it was great being able to learn and understand that thing.
So the fact that this friendship has lasted then, 25, 26, 27 years, whatever it is, right? So that's a heck of a deal right there. Well, what was the connection with you guys?
You know what? That whole secondary group was really tight. When I got there, they had been together for a minute, and they just took us under the wing. It's not only just me. It's another Omar Stoppmeyer, whose son is who was on the team.
You bet.
Also came in with us, and he's been a long-time friend also. When you have that type of connection in that room, in that DB room, it's you know, it helps a lot. You know what I'm saying? It helps you grow as a man. Now, I'm coming in there at 20 years old, and he's 27. You know what I'm saying? You find somebody that you want to be like. You know what I'm saying? Sure. In life, and he's the type of guy that, you know, once you develop that connection with you, he's gonna help you do whatever it is that you want to do at all times. You know. Yeah. And he's still doing it today.
So where did you then veer into the coaching thing? How'd that happen?
You know what? When I retired, after I retired, I decided I was gonna coach. Okay. I went in, I coached for the Cowboys for 2 seasons. I did that. I thought I wanted to coach at that point. Yeah.
Your last year in the NFL was 06, 07 right now?
07. 07. Okay. So 07, I do that, and I retired. I had a neck injury and that whole thing. So at that point, you try to decide what you want to do with your life.
Sure.
You know, it's not like it just it happened overnight. Yeah. So it's not like you had time to say, okay, I'm a plan for this.
Yeah. Football's done with you, and all of a sudden you're a young man of 29, 30 years, whatever you were at the time. You're a young man. You got to figure out what I'm going to do the rest of my life.
Correct. Yeah. And then I decided we started Prime U, so we trained guys for the combine. Yeah. Yeah. We did that for and at that same point in time, that's when we started the youth organization, the Truth Youth Organization. That's why we was mentoring kids using football and other sports to be a mentorship program that he wanted to do. So we did that for a while, all the way till 2000. I think it was 2016. Okay. Somewhere around there, and then we decided. He asked me would I help him coaching at Prime U. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we did the high school thing.
So just kind of continue to build.
Just continue to build, you know what I'm saying? Continue to build and continue. We knew what he ultimately wanted to do is make sure that we put these guys in the right position to achieve their goals. Yeah. And using that mentorship, he just did that with the youth, then went to the high school, and now we're here at college trying to do the same thing. And a lot of folks ask me, what's the difference between here and where we started? Sure. We're still doing the same thing. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm still
coaching ball
and empowering kids to do better, be better fathers. You know, be better sons. You know
just more eyeballs on you now.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? Just more eyeballs on you now, but we're still doing the same thing. That's why if you look at the core group of who've been with Coach Prime, we haven't changed. Yeah, we're still doing the same thing.
Let me ask you this: you've got a Travis Hunter, you've got a Cormani McLean, who we're going to hear from, both wildly talented young men. Coaching those kind of guys, the position that you do. What's the approach with guys like that are that gifted?
You know what? those guys got a lot of potential. All right. So my job is to prepare them. All right, because potential without preparation only leads to frustration.
There you go.
Right. So we don't want to be frustrated with the process because it's a process. So I got to get them to understand. First of all, you're playing for a Hall of Fame coach to coach your position. He's the best ever played. So we're gonna be real detailed on that behalf. So I got to make sure that those guys understand that they got the potential, but if you don't prepare, you're not going to be where, you know what I'm saying, where you're supposed to be or where we think you should be.
Because, Kevin, I would think young guys with that much just natural physical, the giftings, right?
Correct.
That they can default to that all the time
Yes.
and kind of rest on those laurels instead of understanding the work, the preparation, the detail that goes into it.
Yes, and that's funny because I just had a conversation with Travis about the same thing, about doing the little things that he needs right now. His thing is his eyes. His eyes are his eyes get him in trouble, but his eyes are also the best thing that he has, you know. And so it's trying to get him to understand eye discipline.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Putting your eyes in the right place. You know what I'm saying? If you put your eyes in the right place, you'll make the plays that you're supposed to make.
Yeah.
But sometimes he makes plays because his eyes in the wrong place. And I'll be like, well, you know, that was my teaching, you know what I'm saying? But it's just trying to get him to be able to use his athletic ability, but also understand to be disciplined in the things that you're supposed to be doing, all little things, because that's what's going to separate you from everybody else.
Sure.
You know,
Well, you got some good raw material to work with there. Man, it's great having you on staff.
and I appreciate it.
I appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you.
All right, let's hear for Kevin Mathis.
Thank you, guys.
Quarterbacks coach for the Colorado Buffaloes. We're going to take our first time out here on Buffs Prime Time with the Post Chicken and Beer. Coach Prime is here right now, and so on the other side of the break, we'll bring him out. We'll have on the head coach of the Buffaloes as they get set for Washington State on Friday night in Pullman. This is Colorado football from their field. Once again on Buffs Prime Time as we come to you from the Post Chicken and Beer in downtown Boulder. Our program brought to us by Aflac. Also, one of our great sponsors, the Hilton's on Canyon. Coming to Boulder for game day, we'll stay at the Hilton's on Canyon, a proud hotel partner of the Buffaloes. Well, let's bring out the head coach, your Colorado Buffaloes, as they get set for Washington State on Friday night at 8:30. It's head coach Deion Coach Prime Sanders. He and the Buffs at 8:30. We'll hit the air, by the way, at 6:30 on the network. And I think he's coming up behind me someplace. We'll get him out here. But the second to last game of the season, and then the Buffs will wrap up the campaign the Saturday after Thanksgiving at Utah. And so the coach just finished up. Here he comes. What's up, brother? The coach just finished up, and that's the first thing we got to get to. I want to find out about how hard it was having his first appearance with the Buffalo Bells.
It was awesome.
Huh?
That was awesome. I love all of you, but I didn't want to come.
Right.
They were flat out awesome.
Aren't they fantastic?
No, it's, and Peggy, Peggy. Is
Oh, goodness.
She's getting younger and younger, and it was beautiful. We had a good time there.
So last night at the basketball game, Prom, I know you're busy getting ready for the game.
Love that vest, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
You've been taking it up another level last time.
I knew you liked that hat I was wearing yesterday.
Yeah, the hat was fly.
Hey, listen, you're setting the bar. We're all just trying to climb up to it. You know the way that works. Last night at the basketball game, the entire arena sang happy birthday to Peggy because she turned 99 years old. Prime, there was not a dry eye in the place, I don't think, by the time it was said and done.
Well, she's a diamond. She's unbelievable.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah. But that organization, are you guys all familiar with the Buff Bells? It's a great organization. They've been around here forever. And when they get any coach, but up there on the podium, well, they can ask some tough questions too.
They did. No, it wasn't tough. It was good.
Yeah.
This one dude asked some crazy stuff. But we got off day today. Why all these kids in here? What's going on?
Well,
No, you need to be in school.
Well, you see, the guy right in the middle, where's Thatcher? Thatcher, raise your hand.
Yeah.
Thatcher's turning 11 years old today.
Anyway, my mama didn't let me do this, so you're not doing this.
And so the whole crew came out here. We had them up on stage, put the headphones on them, they took pictures.
Awesome.
Yeah, they just wanted to be here and see you today, so that's why they're out here.
Good.
Yeah. How's your week going?
Week is good. I mean, another great week of practice. We were horrible yesterday, but today, when you start having something bad, you just say, okay, let's just forget practice and let's just run. Let's just condition.
Okay.
Because we got to get something out of it.
Yeah.
Because we're not getting the practice aspect out of it. But I could tell by my morning meeting yesterday that they were a little off. So, you got to take temperature of your team and understand and do what's right for them. So then we got back into it after we conditioned. Then we did walkthroughs that were very beneficial to us. And today allowed the team leaders to speak to the team in the morning instead of me just talking at them all the time. We watched a wonderful video like we always do to inspire them, encourage them in different ways. But the team leaders got up there offensively and defensively and spoke life into them. They practiced their butts off today, so it was good.
Is that part of the process of a team of making sure the team has ownership of itself?
You got to.
Yeah.
They got to hold each other accountable. We can hold them accountable all they want to, but when your siblings start holding you accountable, when their brothers and sisters start holding them accountable, that's when you go to another level, and you don't have to do all the heavy lifting. So it was a good morning. It was a good practice today, and I'm sure they're gonna the practice film. I'm sure that's looking good. That's what we're normally watching about right now.
Yeah.
But these young men, the thing I love about them the most, they have no quit in them. Like you can't put your finger on a game that they've given up. They've quit. I don't even count the Oregon game. I tell everybody it was when we got off the plane, it was 30-0 on the scoreboard. Right. So we have a chance in that one. But every other game, we had an opportunity to win. And we just got to learn how to win and get the right components to understand that, as well as not just the kids, us coaching as well, and everybody getting to understand what we have in store. Well, you've been there. You've been there from practices day one. Yep. And it's got to be, you always ask me the question, I never ask you the questions. It's got to be tough knowing that we've had an opportunity to win every game but one.
Right.
And you sit there and watch it.
Yeah.
So don't just shake your head. Tell me something.
I'm in 100% agreement with you. Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, how does that register with you? Do you walk away saying, oh, if they just had done that, or they just have done that, or that first down, if they had gotten that first down?
Well, the thing I've learned over all the years of doing this, and you got to remember, as long as I've been around here, Coach, I've seen some lopsided football games. Mm-hmm. That's why, to the point I think you made at your press conference the other day, when a fan will ask me about it, I'll say, did you forget where we were the last few years? and getting beat by 42 points a game. And that's why when I watch your team and why I've got an optimistic view of where this thing is going is because we all know this. Games can come down to a play in the first quarter, playing to second.
Exactly.
Little things, right?
Little things.
And once a team learns to do that and attend to those details
Consistently,
then you can get
Yes.
over the hump.
Yes,
Right?
that's it. And that's the thing that bothers us the most. And I know it bothers you like crazy because now you're not, when I say we're not getting our butts kicked, we're right there.
Yeah.
And we could either win or we lose it. We get the first down or we don't. Or we stop them or we get a turnover. We catch the ball or we make the kick. Like, we're just not doing what needs to be done in that moment. So we're learning moments, and they never know a moment. Like at the conclusion of practice today, it was 40-yard line, 3rd and 5. Okay? 3rd and 3. Okay, now 10-yard line, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 1. Okay, now we at the 2-yard line. So we do all these type of situations so that when it happens in the game, we're ready, or I know what we're going to do. Okay, well, we stuck that up in practice. Let's kick.
Yeah.
Because I saw what we did in practice the day before. We're not doing that. So that's how we garnish some of the decisions that are made based on what you see during the week.
And I think, and you correct me if I'm wrong here, I think from a young player comes in, and they blow a coverage, for example, in the first quarter. They probably think, well, okay, we got 3 quarters left.
Yeah.
And you as an experienced guy are thinking,
No, you don't.
Oh, that hurt us right there.
That hurts right there.
Yeah.
That's going to come back to haunt us.
Yeah.
Like, it's little things that, like, fans don't know. Like, why did you waste the timeout right before Mata kicked? I said, well, did you not see Shador on the ground?
Most didn't.
Most didn't.
Yeah.
You did not see Shador on the ground, and we thought they were going to call roughing the passer, and we were looking for the flag because he blatantly got hit late, and they didn't, but they didn't reset the clock, so the clock is running down, so we got to take a timeout right there because we're thinking you had to see that.
Yeah.
So that's why you take a timeout in some situations that fans may not see and understand what has developed, but we understand what has developed.
As a coach on the sideline, as the head guy, you've got to be thinking of all of those scenarios,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, but I have guys to make sure
Sure.
I'm on point in those scenarios. Like, remind me of this or remind me of that, or, what we look like from here, what we look like from there, kicker-wise or situation. What you got? You hit me say, what you got?
Yeah.
How you feel about it? If I hear any hesitation in the voice of the OC or the DC, kick it.
Yeah. So you've got guys that are pouring into you, and then you're sifting everything out, if you will.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I'm ahead.
Okay.
I already know what I'm going to do before we get to that point.
Sure.
Just like in the press conference after the game. You remember the guy was like, what did he say? Why did you punt? 4th and 1.
Right.
I said, what happened after we punted 4th and 1? He said, Mark pinned him inside the 2-yard line.
Yeah.
I said, what happened after that? Well, they were 3 and out. What happened after that? They punted. What happened after that? We got the ball. And what happened? We scored. I said, well, we just cut through the chase and start from there.
Hey, your guy Mark Vass has been kicking the heck
Oh,
out
my
of it, huh?
God. I call him mate.
Yeah.
He is unbelievable, man. Our specialists are so. I think we have 2 of the best specialists in the game.
Yeah.
Marla finally. Well, I know we missed before, but the snap was
Snap was
there.
on,
Yeah. It kind of threw him off. Like when a kicker's right there and that snap is up there, that throws him off. So we don't count that as a miss early this season, but that was his first miss, and that's very unlike him, especially from that range. He's usually money.
Yeah. When you have a guy that misses one, do you say anything to him? Do you talk to him at all?
Yeah.
What do you do?
I meet him halfway there, and I say, hey, I love you. And guess what?
Yeah.
You're going to make the game winner. So be ready because we're coming back to you. It goes just like that because he's been with me since he got out of high school.
Right.
And I know him like a book. So I go, hey, man, you stink. Like, what is wrong with you? Do you know all these people is waiting for you to make this kick? No, he's my guy. He's my guy.
He has got one of the great personalities out there.
Ahmad is unbelievable. He's funny. He's going through a little love connection thing right now. We're trying to make sure he's focused too.
Wow.
Yeah, he's been the toast of the town since the Arizona State game. We're trying to make sure he's locked in and focused. But even with Shador, like I called Shador to the locker room to my office before the game, before we're going out. I say, son, let me tell you something. He's son before the game. He's not son during the game. It's his son. I need you to run. I know you're hurting. I know you're banged up, but you're going to make a difference running the ball this game. And early on, he took off and was doing his thing. So it's little things like that goes on that you may not know of because he was hurt. I mean, he has to get shot up now, and then the meds wear off the next morning or early that morning, and I get that call.
Right.
Yeah. But he's fighting through it all.
Mata, you would never have heard this. Mata gave us, after he made the kick at Arizona State. Arizona State? Where was the one the guy flew in front of him, nearly missed it? Is that it?
UCLA, when the
UCLA,
guy
thank
should
you.
have just caught the snap and just kept running.
Yes, yeah. And so we had him on the post game, and I said to him, I said, Alejandro, I see him coming off the edge. I'm thinking it's going to get blocked. What happened?
I have no idea how that kid didn't.
Apparently went behind him. And
The kid missed the ball. He ran
Right.
past the ball.
Right, overran
He
it.
was there so early.
Yeah.
He ran past. He could have intercepted the snap, honestly.
So I said to Alejandro, I said, what happened? Take us through that. He says, I don't know. I'm as confused as you guys are. That was Alejandro's response.
You
to
know
that.
what happened is they got this little cowboy thing going on that they do sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think the snapper thought they were going to do the cowboy thing or whatever.
Okay.
And it was delayed. And they were waiting. And then the snap comes and the guy was already there. So he timed it perfectly.
Went by and kept
Oh, my
his
God. I don't know.
fundamentals
Now,
together.
I don't know how he made that one.
No, I have no idea. Exactly right.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and take a timeout. We're going to continue with Coach Prime here, one more segment, and then Cormani McClain. We still on schedule at Cormani.
Cormani's there?
Cormani's going to come up for our last segment.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Let's just pray that he gets here on time. Jesus, Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. I thought it was over, Lord. You told me it was over 2 games ago, Lord. Please let him get here on.
Aiden's supposed to be driving him over here. So we'll take a break. More with Coach Prime after this. This is Colin of Football from Learfield.
When in the midst of the game, it's a tough situation. I look up and see me on the scoreboard doing a commercial. I was like, oh. Turn that off, please.
We're back here at the Post Chicken and Beer on Bus Prime Time presented by Aflac.
Like, come on.
Get your expenses that health insurance doesn't cover.
Right.
Get them covered by Aflac. Aflac.com. Learn more. Really, now that's funny you say.
I'm serious.
Your coach was saying something for your folks listening over the network. When you look up, you're
Because I'm locked in.
right. You see yourself up on the screen.
I'm talking to the coaches,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking as I'm walking, and I look up,
There's you in the duck.
and I'm like, the other one like CU Health, or it's a couple of them. I'm like,
Right,
oh,
right.
come on,
Yeah.
not right now. Can we get this first down?
Well, that's part of the responsibility of being Coach
I
Prime,
know,
right?
well, you
Yeah.
got to take it, you got to accept it.
That's
and I
exactly
accept
right. Hey, we said something about the kick at UCLA a while ago, and I want to address this because I thought what you said at the press conference on Tuesday was so good. They found out what went down at UCLA in the locker room. It was a group of young recruits that apparently UCLA had there, and they decided to make a real stupid decision and go mess around with your guys' bags.
it. No, they stole.
Yeah,
Stole.
stolen,
Yeah,
right.
stole.
And your response, I thought, was interesting, and I thought wonderfully compassionate.
I don't mind those kids being disciplined. If it's community hours or service, whatever, let that be it. Because it should be some type of discipline. But it shouldn't be discipline so severe that they don't get an opportunity to go to college or to move on with their lives. Because the point I made that when we were 17 and 18 years old, we did some stupid stuff. But we act like we never did that stupid stuff because we're parents, we're grandparents, we're uncles, we're everything. Aunts, we're everything. But they should get another opportunity. But the media in our society, we want to bash people so bad, they're probably going to release their names, and then they're probably not going to receive an opportunity at those, per se, schools that they probably would have.
Sure.
But, there's no excuse for stealing and doing that, but it's some situations out there that we have even on our team that if you talk to these young men, you don't condone, but you understand, okay, I'm not condoning what you do, but I understand why you would think that's okay. Because they come from some situations that's unbelievable. So I just wish those kids get another opportunity, that we don't ostracize them from the opportunity that they would be afforded had not they done what they did.
Yeah, because of thank goodness that none of us had social media and cell phones back in the day, right? Back in the 80s, we didn't need that because and now everything gets magnified.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. Like, I'm serious. Like, when I come on here, and I love doing the show, but I said, darn, every time I say something, it goes viral.
Yeah.
Like on this show.
That's
and
right.
I got to be careful what I say because they don't get to see how I'm saying it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I could be joking, like I am,
Yeah.
and they take it serious. I'm like, oh, Lord, let me just sit here and just barely say something. Then you won't get what you want.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
No, that's bad for ratings when you do that.
Yeah.
So.
But it's serious. That's how things are nowadays.
Yeah.
You got to be careful.
Well, you ought to sit in this seat sometime and do that with you because that's the eye-opening experience.
Right.
Early this year, I don't remember what it was. A buddy of mine calls me up and says, "Hey, there's a clip of you and Coach Prime on TMZ."
Right.
Well, it's not good when you end up on TMZ. And I thought, well, my goodness, what did I do?
It depends.
And then I realized it was you.
It depends. I got some friends at TMZ that has had my back through the years. Yeah. Then I have some others that hadn't had my back through the years. What was it about?
I think I don't remember what it was. You said something. It was pretty benign, but for some reason, listen. I've joked about in interviews that I do. People ask me about working with Coach Prime, and I said, when Prime gets up and makes his eggs in the morning, it's front page news,
Right.
and that's the world you live in, and it kind of spills over on the rest of us a little bit. But,
Well, we're happy with that because of recruiting and so
Amen.
forth.
Amen.
We're happy in that aspect, but some things we're not.
So where we're sitting right now in the season, we drop a few ball games in a row.
Right.
When you're talking to recruits, what do they say about that?
They're not thinking about what transpired. They're thinking about they're the missing piece of the puzzle that can help this transpire. So that's where they are. And the number one thing is, I don't talk about any other coaches or teams or staffs. I don't believe in that. I'm not going to put you down so I can stand up. I've never been that type of player or person in my life. But all these other schools are telling these young men and their families, I'm not going to be here.
Right.
And then, I come at it two different ways. I said, well, that's an honor. They said, what do you mean? They think that we're going to be so successful that I'm going to leave. So they understand what we possess and the potential that we possess. But then that's not true. I would be the first to tell you. I think my whole family has an anchor here right now, you know. My mama, the dog, my daughter, everyone.
Yes.
And we absolutely love being here. We actually love it 100%. So
That's where you guys are supposed to applaud and thank Coach Prime.
Yeah. But that's what they use, so I have to address all these type of issues. So that's the number one thing with recruits and their families. They're being told this by other schools. Yeah.
Did your mom go to Bell's today, by the way?
No, my mother's not feeling good. My sister and my mother are a little under the weather. So
Okay, sorry to hear that.
yeah. They're good. They'll be all right.
Yeah. That would have been her crowd, though, I would think.
No. Peggy wanted to see my mom for sure.
Washington State this week. We got a great opportunity.
We have a great opportunity every darn week, but we find a way to mess it up. Washington State, they're a lot like us. Statistically, statically, things they excel in, things they don't. They're really similar to us. And we're just praying. I'm praying as a coach. I want to play one game of mistake-free football. What I mean by that is I want the offense to show up, the defense to show up, and the special teams to show up. Just one game together.
Yeah.
Usually the offense shows up, defense forgets to come to the game. Defense shows up, the offense forgot. Special team forget this and that, but then we rebound on the punting, stuff like that. I just want to have one united game where all of us show up as one. I really do. But we've been there. We've been right there. We just got to learn how to take command of the opportunity. Yeah. And what's so funny, like you know football. Most of you know football too. But to only have 3 interceptions thrown by your quarterback and I think 3 or 4 fumbles by the offense.
Under the pressure
you're
that he's
not
been under?
turning the ball over and you're not winning. Like, you know how hard that is to do?
Yes.
Like, statistically, is unbelievably hard to do.
We're plus 11 this season. Think about that number for a second.
That's crazy. And just what it looks like, the defense is turning it around, and they we've been balling. We give up those explosions, and when explosions are plays of 20 yards or more, passing or running. And then when you watch it, because I make sure the coaches put it on the screen, because some defensive guys hang with offensive guys, and they say they had a good game, and they really don't know because they don't get to watch the film. But I make sure they find out.
Right.
So we put it right on the film and say, okay, look at this explosion, this trap play right at the middle. All we had to do is stay in that gap.
Yeah.
All we had to do is make that tackle. Okay, look at this play right here at the end of the game. All we had to do is run the right route.
Right.
All we had to do you see when the quarterback panicked, it's because this and this didn't fit.
Yeah.
It has to fit. Like, it's little things. Like, some things are so simplistic, it just boils you as a coach.
It emphasizes the concept that all 11 guys, if they take care of their responsibility, things generally work.
Do your job. That's all you hear on the sideline. My son has a clip. We're not going to play it publicly, but he has a clip of us on a timeout. Okay? And the clip is, you hear the coaches saying, this is the play they're going to run. This is the play they're going to run out of this timeout. Everybody do their job. They're going to run it right here. I'm telling you, this is the play. And he goes down there. He's standing in the back of the end zone, right? And he's yelling, they're going to run this play right here. Everybody do their job. They're going to run this play. They ran the play right there.
Exactly like what they were told.
Exactly what everybody said. And guess what happens?
We had a breakdown.
Oh. That's when you just turn around. And when you see me turn around and walk the other way, I'm praying. I'm really praying. Yes. Lord, please keep me. Yeah.
Is that the most difficult
It
thing from a day-to-day for somebody who played at a high level and then had seen those kind of things happen?
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. Then you got to sit up in the press conference and stand and deliver. Yeah. You got to stand and deliver and, paint the picture as good as you can.
Yeah.
But you know what you're thinking in the background. You're thinking you know what you want to say, but you can't say it.
There is the public commentary and then the reality of you talking to your team.
Yeah. And they know I don't sugarcoat it. I'm straight up with them. Right. And I'm half the conversation on the sideline is just do your job. Don't try to be the hero. Just do your job. If we could do our job consistently, we're going to be 3 and out. We're going to be off the field. We're going to have a good punt return. Now we're going to get the ball in Shador's hand, and he's going to do what he does. Yeah. But then it flips to the offense. Do your job. Yeah. The same thing offensively.
I mentioned, I think Cormati's still on pace to get here.
Oh, God.
No. All right.
Jesus.
Well, we just got for the people that didn't see that, we got
Yeah.
Cormati's not going to.
You understand now.
Well, well, that kind of sets up
What
what I was
happened?
going to ask.
What happened?
What are we? Taking a test?
So the test just snuck up on us today. Huh? We had a surprise exam.
You know, it's funny the way you and I think a lot alike, because I asked that
I
same
don't.
question
One
earlier.
thing that I would never do to you all is lie.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So when you see me just take a pause in a press conference, I'm trying to pick the right thing not to say. Okay. It's not to say, not to say. No, it wasn't no test.
Well, see, I was going to ask you about Cormani and kind of his development. Would you like to talk about that?
I'm proud of him. He's come a mighty long way.
Right.
I really am proud of him that he can contribute because he has so much talent and so much ability. But it takes more than talent and ability to contribute and to be who we need you to be from down to down and down and down, because we're in a situation right now where we can't give up a play here and there because those plays count and everything counts right now. Like, you know, some games you could just do this. You could call a trick play, call this, it don't work. Okay, let's go to the next. Yeah. No. All these plays count. Everything is count. It counts. So the kid is coming a long way, but it has to be consistency of growth and understanding and maturity.
When Coach Mathis was out here, we got talking a little bit about this concept, and I asked him, but I'll throw the same thing at you. When you've got a guy that is gifted, and it's real easier for them to default upon that, is that a difficult task of maturation to get them to understand it's about detail, it's about preparation and things? Yeah.
It depends on where he derived from. So when you hear us talking about smart, tough, fast, discipline, we really mean that. Yeah. Just say, for instance, if Travis could get his butt kicked like he did in, what game was that? He played horrible defensively. Stanford. He played horrible. Yeah. He didn't go home for the break. He stayed here and worked on his mechanics. Wow. What game we had after Stanford? UCLA, right? Yeah. What did he do in the UCLA game?
He balled out.
Balled out. Yeah. Because it meant something to him. It mattered to him. So you got to find those young men that it really matters to. And they will excel. You don't have to push them and yell at them and scream at them. They will excel because they want that.
Sure. All right. Every individual's like a little different then, right?
Yeah, it is.
Coach, we always appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Great luck on Friday. It's going to win.
Are you there? Are you there?
Oh, yeah. No, I'll be there with you. I'll be in the back of the plane, yeah.
You in the back? Is it going to be cold?
No, I checked the weather. It's supposed to be like 47 and sunny.
47 is good.
Yeah, and sunny. You don't,
good. I'm checking for the wardrobe. I'm just checking to see what I'm wearing.
Have you been to Pullman before?
Yeah.
Okay.
You ask a black man, have you been to Pullman? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was just there last week. Okay. You know darn well no black folks been to no Pullman.
All right. That's a good point. That's a good point. A lot of times it's sleeting and very cold, so we're going to have really nice weather.
I heard that.
This will be nice.
Yeah. I know the kids they want to know what the weather is because they all coming. So, you know.
Roughly 47 and sunshine.
That's good. Well, I tell you what, I love what their coach is doing there. They have a quarterback that Shador trains with as well. Okay. That team is going to be ready.
Yeah, I think they will. I think they will. And the Buffaloes will be ready, too.
Amen.
Let's hear it for Coach Prime.
God bless you.
There he is, Coach Prime. We're here at the Post Chicken and Beer. We'll continue in a moment. This is Colorado football from Learfield. Well, we had to do some shuffling today, so this last segment, very, very short one here at the Post Chicken and Beer. How about a big round of applause for the Post for hosting us every week? Do a great job. Hey, where's Susanna today? Susanna's got a birthday. Fletcher, I know, or Thatcher rather. You got a birthday. Where's Susanna? Who's got? Where? I was told Susanna had a birthday. Oh, okay, it is. All right. Well, happy birthday, whoever's here today. All right. We'll wrap it up. We're back next week on Wednesday. Don't forget, on Friday night, we'll be in Pullman, Washington. It's the Buffaloes and the Cougars. We're going to hit the air at 6:30. Thanks for joining us this week. This is Colorado Football from Learfield.